Yeah, the reality is, it is such an honor for me to be in this position at Coastal that for me to be able to be part of this organization, this university, and part of my guys and our team, and to be able to lead our team out of the tunnel for our first game was an incredible honor for me. And I very much feel the responsibility that I and we as a staff and a team have on our shoulder. We said the very, very first night, the first afternoon that we met, that we would have one objective, and that is to make the community of Coastal Carolina proud. And we know that that means we've got to win, but it also means you're working as hard as you can, you don't take snaps off, etc. Tonight was a pretty human night, and I know when we look at the film, there are going to be a lot of things that we're going to be able to improve upon. I recognize there are going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to get better on. But our guys have gotten steadily better. They've worked hard in the offseason. We are a much better team than we were at the end of spring practice. We're a much better team today than what we were 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I know we're going to get better as the season winds up wearing on. So at the end of the day, this was our first win together. It was certainly mine as part of this great university, and I'm excited. I'm jacked up. I'm elated. I'm elated. Ask whatever questions you have. Come on, ask me some tough ones. Let's go.
Your defense was, you held them twice there in the red zone, the field goals. I think that was a big turner right there. I guess, not 6 or not 3 instead of 6.
Yeah, I thought the defense wind up coming up with some great plays. That 3 points instead of the 6 points was a big deal. The interceptions when they had drives going were big deals. The reality was we also gave up some big plays. So I know we made some errors that we shouldn't have made, but we did come up with some good plays. I think that's our first safety at Coastal since 2006. We were pleased with that. That was important in that particular part of the game. We can get better defensively, and I thought there was a lot of gang tackling. There was a lot of good things, but there are things that we know we're going to need to improve on. We were very, very pleased with the stands. We were pleased, I think, with our ability to be able to move to the ball, but there are a lot of things when we look at the film we know we're going to get better at.
After they scored that, at the end of the first half, and for you guys to come back and get that touchdown right out of the break, how important was that for momentum?
I think that was critical. When we came in at halftime, prior to the game, we talked about an opening game. And we talked about there was always the possibility that we would have a breakdown. There's always a possibility they're going to have a big play. Combination of those things happened. And unfortunately, when you talk about momentum in a game, when that happens at the end of the half like that, that is potentially a momentum changer as far as the game goes. When we got together at halftime, the first thing we did was make our adjustments offensively, defensively, and kicking-wise, and we talked about that. We reminded the guys we talked about yesterday in practice, and we talked about in our pregame meal, and that there were going to be some mistakes. That's what happened. Let's be poised. Let's come back, and let's eliminate those mistakes in the second half. We didn't eliminate all of them, but we eliminated enough of them, and that was a huge first drive.
You could really, it's probably hard to put into words, but kind of the emotions right now. It's just a few minutes removed, and you just picked up your first career victory as a head coach.
When I talked to the team today, I talked about how special it was for us to be in the position that we are as a team. And for me to be part of this team, and for me to have been given the opportunity that Hunter and Dr. DeCenzo have given me and represent this great university, it really is an emotional thing for me. It really, really is. And I feel the responsibility on my shoulder that we've got to be able to deliver for our university, and we'll wind up doing that. We will do that. But I'm delighted with the win. I'm ecstatic about it. It's an emotional one for me, but it's a great one for the 2012 team.
It's easy to talk in the preseason about who's looking good, they want to have a big year, but you had several individuals really step up today. Dontavius, Mike, Jeremy, Nicola, just talking about the individual efforts tonight.
Well, I thought there was a lot of great efforts. I think a lot of the guys here, we've had, Tay had a great day. Mike had a great day. We had Jeremy, I think, had a record day, an all-time career day. And Nicolo, I think he had an all-time career day. Who else do we have, Mike, that had all-time career days?
Well, Aramis passing yardage.
Aramis in terms of his passing yardage. But again, we got to look at the film because there are so many things that take place. So when those guys do well, there are a lot of guys up front that are blocking. There are a lot of guys that are making blocks downfield. There are a lot of guys that are doing good things when somebody has an individual standout day. I was pleased with our effort, and I was pleased with the individual performance of those guys. But I really want to look at the film and want to get a better feel for how we did because they know more than anybody. They don't do that by themselves.
The the reality of it, I guess you guys are facing a true freshman quarterback as well. And next week it's going to take a step up. So in a sense, I know you're probably going to pat your defense on the back, but are you gonna try to push him more in practice? You know?
I don't know. No, I don't know if we're going to push him any more in practice. I think we got to look at the film. We got to figure out what we did wrong, and we got to correct that. I mean, one of the objectives of a good football team is that you don't stay the same. I mean, you got to get a little better. You got to get a little bit better each week. So I have no doubt we're going to learn an awful lot when we look at the film. You know, I recognize he was a freshman quarterback, but he wasn't bad. I mean, he hurt us with his legs a little bit. He hurt us with a couple of throws, and we know it's going to be a greater challenge next week. But we've got to be able to step up and play that way. Just got to be able to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is try to correct our mistakes. But we're not going to work our guys any harder. Our guys have worked hard, and they'll continue to work hard.
One of the things I noticed, it seemed like you guys made it kind of a point to get the ball on offense in your playmakers' hands and found ways to get the guys that can make plays, put the ball in their hands. That's something you really put a focus on.
Well, it's part of the philosophy of our offense in terms of if you've got a guy that you think is a good athlete and he's got the ability in an open field to be able to make a play, you want to be able to try to be able to create that matchup. So it's part of what we try to do offensively anyway. It's part of our philosophy. You know, I think we did a pretty good job of that. We'll get a little better at that, I think, as time goes on and we have a better feel from looking at film. When we're looking at film with somebody from a year ago, there are a lot of changes that can wind up taking place. When you look at somebody in terms of what they've just done in terms of their last 3 games, it's a little bit different. But it's important for us to be able to try to find those matchups.
Overall, would you say it was a stress-free game? You guys led, you know, wire to wire?
No, I wouldn't say he was stress-free. No, I wouldn't say that at all. I think when they scored at the end of the half, I think that created a little bit of agita in me. But, I mean, our guys held together. They certainly stayed poised. I was pleased with their reaction and the way they came out in the second half. We were better in the second half than what we were in the first half. But I wouldn't go as far as saying it was stress-free. No, I wouldn't go that far.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, how did Dontavius? It was a game like I guess you haven't had in a long time. 3 interceptions. What were you seeing out there?
I was just doing my job. You know, that's what we've been doing all week. You know, Coach Carlin, our defensive coordinator, said, "Do our job, man. The plays will come to you," and that's all I did. So.
You know, you look at this defense, and the big missing piece from last year's Josh Norman's gone. Did you put it on your shoulders that you wanted to be that guy this year, the shutdown guy?
Matter of fact, yes, I did. You know, playing with Josh last year was very good. You know, I was watching him, how much he played passion with the game. You know, I felt like I could step up and be that type of corner as well. So yeah, he played a big impact on my performance.
How important was it for the defense to hold them to 3 instead of getting to 6 a couple of different times?
It was real important, you know, because they had us backed up, you know, but that's what we do. We go over that in practice, you know, communicate, talk to each other, keep each other up, you know, and that's what we did, and held them to 3 points, so that's what it came up to.
How do you build up a 3 interception day?
Just thank God each and every day for it, and just come out here tomorrow and practice, and just keep it up and keep working. That's all I can say.
There's a lot of talk about this offense's potential. Nicola and Jeremy, how much does it seem to come together tonight? Both of you have huge games individually.
Well, you know, like Coach said, there's a lot more things we need to do to work on. Check out the film. I mean, I know what I need to work on individually, and like Coach said too, you know, we had big days individually because of what teammates did. And I mean, all in all, I think it's just a good start to a long season.
It seems like this offense thrives in space. Is that something that you personally see some holes and you guys expand on it in a sense?
Yeah, I mean that's how it's designed. Everything's spaced out. There's I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it's everything's spaced out, and you got your area of the field to work with. So whoever's open gets the ball.
For you like to find the little creases, or how does that make you successful?
Well, it just depends how they play it, because we got certain plays in, and one side could be open, one side might not be open, and whichever side's open, whichever side the QB reads, that's who gets the ball.
You've waited a while for this opportunity, Jeremy, to kind of be able to lead back, get your guy. How rewarding is it for you to have a game like this?
I just thank God for each and every day, man. It's just put in the work, and he gave me the ability to do it, so I went out and did what I could. I did my job, and everything took care of itself.
You seem to just be tougher to bring down the entire game. You had a lot of second effort runs too. is that something you really wanted to put a focus on this offseason to get stronger, more physical? I know the touchdown run, you dragged like 5 guys in the end zone or something. Just talk about that a little bit.
I mean, that's what they brought in a new strength and conditioning coach for. We all came in, got stronger, faster, and better each year. Well, this year. So I think they thank him for that.
How does a big day out of Aramis and a big day out of Niccolo help you with, you having a good day?
I mean, they were keen on them, so that opened up things for me. And whenever they was keen on me, that opened up things for them.
Nick, I know you and Aramis worked a lot this offseason during 7-on-7 in the film room. After one game, would you say it paid off? You felt comfortable out there with him?
Yeah, for the most part, I think so. Safe to say, but like I was saying earlier, still a lot of work to do.
Anything else for these 3 guys?
Niccolo breakout game, Jeremy breakout game. How'd you feel overall about the unit?
I feel like we played well. We didn't play quite as well as we thought. We still got a lot of stuff to polish up on. But, some of those playmakers, we knew they were going to make plays, and we had to get the ball in their hands. And, they did that tonight. But we got stopped a couple times down there in the red zone. We had a couple penalties. And we got to get better at that. We can't go where we want to go, with penalties in the red zone, kicking field goals inside the 10. Like, we can't do that. We got a lot to work on, and I think everybody's well aware of that. And we're going to pick it up, starting tomorrow. And it's a new week, new season. Every week is a new season for us.
Aramis, it seemed like, I know you came out in the 3rd down of one of the plays in the 3rd quarter, and you were holding your little wrist a little bit. Did that, how is your wrist? Are you feeling all right? And, did that affect you the rest of the game?
It was the first game, hot game. It's hard getting prepared for a game in preseason camp. So, playing 75, 80 snaps or however many we had, it kind of took an effect. Caught a cramp in my finger, and I had to come out for a play. But our backup quarterback, he was well prepared. He did a great job going in there on that one play for us.
Did it affect you the rest of the way?
No, not at all.
I know when you look back at this game, you're going to nitpick those 2 interceptions, I'm sure. What did you see on those plays? What went wrong, and what do you think you can improve on?
Well, they did a good job of Kent dialing up a little blitz on us and kind of got us and kind of made me rush the throw, and I kind of threw it blind. Nothing that we can't get fixed, but better. We got to make better decisions. I got to make better decisions as the quarterback, and that was all on me.
What's it mean to you guys to be part of the coach's first win here, starting this thing off the way you did?
Well, it was huge, man. Coach Mowgli's done a great job since he's been here. He's did as much as he can to make it, not feel like much of a change. I think, he's done all we asked of him, and I think a lot of the guys, offensively, defensively, and special teams, those guys wanted to go out there and win for him, man. He's done a great job, and he's came in and asked. He's done everything we've asked him to do. So we love Coach Mowgli. He's got a great motto. He's a great guy, and we're going to keep fighting for him.
Mike, want to answer that?
Yeah, just like Aaron said, he came in, he pretty much anything we need to be better ball players. He came in and gave to us. So that helped us out a lot on the field. We asked for small things, and those small things that he gives us helps contribute to our success on the field. So we're glad to have him as a head coach.
We know you worked real hard this fall, and you earned yourself that playing time to carry it over into that first game of the year. What does that mean to you?
It's a big starting point for me, But I wouldn't, if it wasn't for the front 4 guys in front of me, my success tonight wouldn't have been anything, with Jamel and Johnny Hartsfield and Jeffrey Sally and Quinn Davis, with those 4 guys playing in front of me, it makes things a lot easier for me.
Talk about yourself as a linebacker. You seem to be a guy with the nose for the ball. Is that something you pride yourself on?
Yeah, my coach told me yesterday, he said you're a lot smaller than the offensive lineman that you go against. So he told me you just being small, a small guy got to have a motor that doesn't stop. So that's what I just tried to do tonight. I just tried to keep my team up with energy, and I just tried to keep finding the ball and keep hustling to the ball, and beating them with speed before they can get their hands on me.
Aramis, if you could just look ahead to Furman, that's up next for you guys. It's going to be a lot different challenge on the road now. they're a great program. Just talk a little bit about that game.
Well, like I said, it's a new season for us. We're going to take each game, each week, like a new season. We're going to prepare as hard as we can and try to learn as much as we can about our opponent and play against ourselves. And, whatever they throw at us, we got to be ready for them. We got to game plan them and, do the best we can out there. And hopefully we'll at the end of the night, we'll get a win. But they're a great team. They play in the SoCon. They play great teams week in and week out. So we got a lot on our hands. But tomorrow starts a new week, and we're going to prepare as hard as we can.